The very first thing I felt was a thrilling excitement because it was my first call from Hollywood, and I also thought a friend was pranking me because the person genuinely did sound like one of my pals, and I'm so glad I didn't just tell them to bugger off. But luckily, it was I behaved myself and it was the real deal and it all worked out beautifully. The very first scene I came up with when I was doing the book was the scene where Wesley is shooting the wings off the flies.
Shoot the wings off the flies.
And that was probably the most exciting for me in the film, although it's not a huge scene in the movie. It's because that was the origins of the project for me. It's kind of like being a painter, I suppose. Like I'll sit and sort of do sketches before I start working on something. And comics is really visual, even more than movies, because movies you can have talking heads for a while. You can't really have that in comics. It's kind of boring in a comic. So I'm always thinking visually, and the little scene that I had was I drew a picture of a guy firing a gun and shooting the wings off some flies. And I just was sort of looking at it, and sort of the story organically came from that. So then when I was watching the dailies, when I was out on the set and seeing Morgan Freeman and Angelina Jolie and James filming that scene, that was really exciting because the whole thing suddenly came alive. It was something that only existed in here, not only ending up on a page, but was being read aloud by some of the most famous actors in the world. I like the idea of there being sequels to the movie, but no sequel to the book. There's a lot of work goes into the book, but I always saw it as a contained storyline. Whereas the movie, the sort of tweaks they made to the movie, the stuff Tina brought in, with the loom and so on, there just seemed to be more possibilities. And there was stuff that they didn't use from the book as well. There was 2 chapters they never touched in the book with the other fraternities in other countries, and I think that's obviously going to be used in the sequels. So I'd happily let them mine that book forever, because we get paid every time there's a movie coming out, so if they want to do Wanted 8, great, brilliant. I like films with aliens and buildings falling down. If a film costs $200 million, I see that as a bargain if I'm getting it for 10. I think I'm going to go and see that. It costs them $200 million, I'm going to see that for 10. Brilliant, I'm going to go and see it. And so I really like popcorn flicks. So everything I'm doing has a big high concept popcorn flick sensibility. So they're very quickly being bought up. Like the first movie I put out was Wanted. The next one is Kick-Ass, which will be another big movie next year. And then in 2010, possibly into 2011, I've got War Heroes, which is my book about the Gulf War, but it's not like Jarhead or something like that. It's about superpowered Islamic terrorists fighting superpowered American soldiers.